Hello, my name is Emily Eden, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my study on women's suffrage in Pakistan. A couple things to know about Pakistan is it is located in South Asia and that it was established as its own country on August 14th, 1947, and that is when they departed from the British Indian Empire. A couple other issues that occur along with women's suffrage are equality. There has never been complete equality within the society, within the home, and within the workplace for the women of Pakistan. Class and hierarchy has also been an issue. It's determined by your money, your family, and also by your gender. And there have been fights for property rights, and women have gotten that in majority of the areas of Pakistan, and they have been able to inherit land and just own land themselves if they can afford to do so. Islam is the main religion of Pakistan. In theory, it actually should go along with the women's suffrage movement, but because of religious leaders and political leaders' personal views and agendas they push, it isn't always proven as so, and it can actually be used as a weapon by those people. Women take the step. Women get the right to vote, and they took the right to vote in 1947. And I find it really interesting that that was the same year that Pakistan established itself away from the British Indian Empire. It was reaffirmed by the government in 1956. While that doesn't really do too much in a society per se, it is really a good sign that the government is reaffirming the right to vote. In 1977, there were improvements and spaces were made for women in the cabinet secretariat, which is a group or a body of people that aid the prime minister. And it's great to have women in political positions because that will further improve with the women's suffrage movement. In 1986, a Women in Development program was created, and it was an outlet for women to work on inequality issues. And it was a way for women to get involved and share their voice. In 2008, there were acts written to aid women with harassment, domestic violence, and they had funds and resources available. And I am so sad that that was so late for them. 2008 wasn't that long ago. That was in my lifetime, even. And I mean, even for the US, when domestic violence was finally talked about, so many women were relieved and they were able to get the help they needed. And I think globally, it's a really big issue. The vote. So, actually, metropolitan areas used to be considered more safe than rural areas. And it used to be shown in the voter turnout that more women were able to vote in metropolitan areas than rural areas. But it has actually completely swapped in modern day today. And metropolitan areas, the voter turnout has diminished, and in rural areas it has increased. And I find that super interesting because now in metropolitan areas with like crime rates and everything going up, that women may not feel safe enough to go vote or just in town in general, and that could affect it. Another influential person I came across. She's a woman, and her name is Hina Jalani. She co-founded Pakistan's all first female law firm in 1980, and I find that so great that she was able to prove to the people of Pakistan that women are capable. In 1986, she also helped with the National Human Rights Convention. She was an advocate of the Supreme Court of Pakistan and having women in political positions. In 2001, she won a Millennium Peace Prize for women. And in 2013, she joined the Elders, which is a group of global leaders that work for peace, justice, human rights, and sustainability. The Elders also created an organization called Girls Not Brides that helps rescue girls from marriages that they've been put into and forced into at young ages. And it kind of advocates against that because I feel like in many parts of the world that was normalized, and those girls didn't have a voice. They dealt with abuse and just not having a say in general, and being coerced and forced into so many different things. So I think it's great that globally there is an advocate program for that. Overall, I rated an 8 out of 10. They are behind some other countries, especially today, modernly, in the suffrage movement. I could say, like, in 1947, when they did get their right to vote, that was the year they became a country. So I guess early on in their establishment by themselves, I would say, but I think systematically for Pakistan, even before they established themselves as the country, there's still been issues with it. Another thing is women's attire. That is also really regulated, and that's also like how they're viewed in society is by their attire, and that is held very highly as a standard for women. The workplace and government, women still don't experience, and they still full equality, and they still experience and face discrimination. Rural cities also have not widely acknowledged women, although now it is showing up, rural cities have more votes. It really just depends on the people living there. And the voter turnout has always been predominantly low, and the safety of women has always been an issue. Thank you for listening.